Let's see. Let's see what happens. All right. So this live stream, as you see from the title right here, this live stream is all about doing what you love and making a lot of money doing it. Now, this live stream is inspired by a piece of content that I put out a few days ago on TikTok. When I when I made a video about the fact that I don't think young people are necessarily lazy. And I know young people is a blanket statement that a lot of people like to use, but I don't think the younger generation are lazy. I think that the younger generation doesn't want to do things like the older generation did those things. And I'm speaking from experience because I am in the middle of the older generation and the younger generation. And I remember being that young kid looking around at all of the adults that I was surrounded by and saying to myself, I don't want to end up like Mrs. Brown. I don't want to end up like Mr. Jim. I don't even think that the way Sarah and her husband is living is the way I would like to live. I remember saying that vividly to myself. Not that anything was wrong with the way they chose to live, but it was not good enough for me. And here's what I mean by good enough for me. I knew at a very young age that I was going to buy into the American dream wholeheartedly. And for me, the American dream meant that I could literally come from nothing and make something of myself. It literally meant that no matter who I am, no matter where I am, that I can choose to become something greater and actually become that thing. Now, a lot of people tell you that, right? But what happens is over time, the older you get, you go from being this child that is told that you can do anything you put your mind to, that anything is possible. And then the older and older you get, the more society starts to put their version of what's possible on your brain. They start saying things like, oh, you need to stop dreaming, or you need to get serious about your future, or you need to be realistic. Get your head out of the clouds. You're delusional. All of these things are coming from people that used to be kids. All these things are coming from people that are not necessarily in love with what they do every single day. All of these things are coming from people that wish they could go back in time and do things differently, but they forget what it's like to be a kid. The older they become, they forget what it's like to be someone that's still dreaming. And so over time, so many children grow up and get indoctrinated into the institution of obligation. This institution of obligation that says go to school, accumulate a lot of educational debt, get a job that's going to pay you a salary and a pension plan and a 401k, get married, get kids, accumulate a lot of consumer debt, or live way below your means and save every single nickel. Meanwhile, inflation settles in. Meanwhile, when you get into that higher tax bracket, Uncle Sam is going to take a tremendous amount of that income. This is the unconscious narrative that is running through the minds of so many people in our society. Now, again, there's nothing wrong with that if that's truly the way you want to live. But I speak to people every single day that have the home with the nice picket fence, with the 401k plan, with the two vehicles, the two dogs, the family, members of the church. I talk to these people every single day. And you know what I hear? Man, I hate what I do for a living. It's killing me on the inside, Rob. Robbie, I wish I could be doing something different, man. Man, I just wish that I could take what I'm doing right now and do it a different way. Or I wish I could make more money. Or I wish I could have more time to myself, man. Or I hope one day. And for most of these people, one day never comes. And what ends up happening with most people is that because they don't pursue the thing they really want to pursue, they end up convincing themselves that the thing they're doing is okay, that it's supposed to suck. Life is supposed to be, you're not supposed to do the thing that actually makes you happy for a living. You're not supposed to do that thing. We're supposed to be doing grunt work that we really don't want to do so we can pay bills and make everybody else rich except for ourselves. That's what the average person has been trained to believe they deserve. So when I put out this video a few days ago on TikTok, letting people know that I don't think the youngsters are necessarily just lazy. Now, a lot of them are, but I know a lot of old people that are also lazy. You know, it's something about the older we get, the more we start to forget to look at ourselves. I know just as many old people that are lazy in terms of settling for a life they don't want to live, as I know young people that are lazy and that are settling for a life they don't really want to live either. Laziness comes in many shapes, sizes. It comes in many different forms. So when I hear someone complaining about things that they can control, to me, that's lazy. Doesn't necessarily mean they're laying on the couch all day, but they're complaining about things that they can actually control. I don't understand this new technology. Well, you can control that. You know, you can spend some time learning that new technology, right? Or, I feel so tired all the time. Well, you can control that. You know that you can actually go to the gym, right? Man, I can't stand that job I'm working at. I can't stand my boss. You can control that because you know you can quit that job, right? Wish I could make more money. You know you can do that, right? Wish I can get in this other relationship. You know you can do that, right? But why don't people do the things they know are possible? It's called the institution of obligation. Say it with me. The institution of obligation. People feel obligated to continue to do the same thing they've always done, even if they hate doing it. And they convince themselves that hard work pays off. No, hard work lays off. Because a job isn't necessarily interested in people that work hard. A job is interested, corporations are necessarily interested in systemizing a profitable workflow that makes them less vulnerable than they have to be. And unfortunately, human beings leave corporations very vulnerable. Why? Because if you're the top producer in an organization, if something happens to you, the organization that you're producing for is going to suffer as a result of something happening to you, which is why most corporations are eager to usher in things like artificial intelligence. They are eager to systemize things that in other lives humans would have been doing, because human beings working for your system sets you up for a tremendous amount of liabilities. So you have to understand that, you have to know that. And the reason why I'm pointing that out is not to demonize corporations, because I happen to like corporations. I'm letting you know how corporations think so that you can give yourself permission to entertain an alternative way of living, which means that you got to be curious about things. You have to be interested in continuously learning about new ways of doing things. It means that you have to maybe even become a content creator. And I tell people this all the time. Hey, man, you can make a significant amount of money as a content creator if you're willing to put yourself out there. But you know what I hear? Crickets. I don't want to put myself out there. People talk themselves out of things before they even try it. People talk themselves out of things before they even try it. Or they try things and it doesn't work out. It's not a home run on their first swing, and they're just like, I don't know. I can't. I'm not. I can't do it, man. Why? Because it's not a home run on your first swing. You know how many times Major League Baseball players with high stats have struck out? Do you know how many baskets professional basketball players with high stats miss? How many balls are dropped by wide receivers in the NFL? A lot. But if they never took the shot, if they never took the swing, if they never called the play and actually jumped on the field, they would have never gotten an opportunity to score. Some of you guys show up to practice when it comes to online business. You show up to practice and you get hit hard a couple of times and you take your equipment off and you throw the ball down on the field and you never get back on the field. This is why so many people in entrepreneurship fail. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Entrepreneurship is not all glitz and glamour, but if you really love it, or if you really love the lifestyle, then you'll stick with it. I've had a tremendous amount of ups and downs in entrepreneurship. I've won big, I've lost big multiple times. But I love the game. And a lot of you guys don't love the game. You love the trophies. Yeah. You love the standing ovations. You love putting on the jersey, but you don't love the practice. You don't love the losses. See, I love the losses too. A lot of people say I don't talk about losses. That's because I love the losses. Because the losses allow me to understand what I need to do better the next time I'm on the field. And when it comes to online business, you have to be willing to look at it that way. You have to be willing to say to yourself, okay, I tried it this way this time. It didn't work that way this time, but next time I'm going to try it a different way. I'm going to do something different this time. I posted 5 times on TikTok this week. Next week, I'm going to post 2 times a day. I ran a Facebook ad. I spent $100 on Facebook ads and nothing happened. Next week, I'm going to spend another $100 or $200, and I'm going to write some different copy and add another photo or a different video, and I'm going to try it again because I believe something's here. How can you logically rationalize with a decision like that? Well, I can logically rationalize with a decision like that because I know that money only comes from one place. Money comes from other people. And the more people I get myself in front of, the more money I stand a chance of making because the more people that I'm able to get in front of, the more people I'm able to serve. It's common sense. But some of you guys run a Facebook ad or an Instagram ad, or you create a TikTok video. It's not reciprocated in the way that you want it to be received, and you give up before you ever commit to success. How are you going to give up before you commit to success? See, I committed to success before I ever started. Committing to success doesn't mean that I'm only going to stick with it if I'm successful. Committing to success means that I won't stop until I see success. Say that with me. I won't stop until I see success. You won't post. You just keep showing up every single day, clocking in, clocking out, trading time for money, and wonder why you can't get ahead because you can't work enough hours to get ahead. Unless you're working on things that you can produce that stand a chance of paying you over and over again after you've produced them. This is called residual income. Now, for a person that's only making active income, which is income that you make from clocking in and clocking out, to a person that's only making active income, when they hear about residual or passive income, it sounds like a pipe dream because they can't rationalize why would anybody pay me for work that I'm not actively doing in the moment. Put it like this. You know that Netflix subscription that you have? Yeah, that's passive income to that company. Yeah, yeah. You know those other subscriptions that you were paying for every single month? That is passive income to those companies. Insurance that you're paying for, passive income to the insurance company. The rent or the mortgage, passive income to the banks. Okay. So you understand it in that light, but you don't understand how you can put yourself in that position. So you have to switch your role. If you can't see yourself making passive income or residual income, it simply means that you have the mind of a consumer rather than the mind of a producer. Because every producer that's living today understands, or at least they're on their way to understanding, that the more they produce, the more they set themselves up of being paid in the long run over and over again. This is why subscription models are being adopted by damn near every single company on the face of the earth, especially software companies. There used to be a time where when Photoshop came out, you could just buy Photoshop on a floppy disk or either on a CD-ROM, and you paid for it one time, and that was your software. Now, Photoshop offers a monthly subscription at a substantially lower rate every single month. Why? Because they're nice? No. First of all, they want more people to be able to afford their software because before they went to the subscription model, it costs anywhere from $600 to $2,000 and up sometimes to get some of these software upgrades from Photoshop. And not everybody could afford that. They dropped the price down to a monthly subscription. They got more people using their software. And what that did is that created more sustainable income for the company. You have to adopt that same mindset. You have to ask yourself, what can I do? What do I do that I love? That the marketplace would be willing to buy from me? That if I dedicated my time and energy into making it available online, creating a presence for myself, what could I do that I love that a lot of people would be willing to buy from me? What is it? That's how you combine your passion with what the marketplace wants. A lot of people just focus on their passion and they might be passionate about it, but the marketplace doesn't really want it, which is why most people say passion doesn't lead to cash flow a lot of times. You know what I mean? So take something that you're passionate about Ask yourself, how can you offer it to the marketplace? And let me give you a prime example. The marketplace will only give you money for two reasons. They either want something or they need something. Most people are not just going to give you money because they want to support you. And one of the things that small businesses do all the time, and they're like, support my business, support my brand. Nobody wants to support you just to support you. They want to support you if they can see themselves using the product or services that you're offering. It's got to be good. I got to be able to see myself wearing that t-shirt. I'm not just going to support you just to support you, because if I did that, I'll be giving away money all day long. So you have to get that around your mind too. Make your product and services so good and so valuable that people want or need it. That's it. And then focus all of your time and energy on two things: getting it in front of as many people that you think would love or like that product or service, and then focusing on delivering tremendous customer service. Those are the two things. Over and over again, every single day is the Robbie Cornelius way, encouraging you to master your mind and make money online. Always remember, the only platform to contact me on is webassetgroup.com. I look forward to connecting with you soon. Oh, yeah, by the way, it's Mastermind Night every Thursday night at Web Asset Group. I go live with a brilliant group of individuals, entrepreneurs from all around the United States. We go live with each other and we share valuable tips that can help each other establish, grow, and monetize our presence on the internet. Talk to you soon.